Hello, this is Roland. Welcome. Today I want to tell you why I'm here, what my purpose is, or at least part of it. I'm here to help those who have an ear see that they're lost in emotions and lost in thought. That's your problem. You're lost in emotions and lost in thought. Lost in thinking, lost in imagination, and lost in those things that feed thinking, feed imagination. Worries, and other people challenging or teasing. For example, when you were a little kid and somebody teased you, they called you stupid, or they called you dumb, or they made fun of you. Did you notice how it got into your head, and you started thinking about it and reacting to it? Well, it's the same thing when you are an adult, or a teenager, or a young adult, or an old adult. People challenge you. What do you think about this, and what do you think about that, and what about this ball game, and what are you doing with this, and what's your... See, I don't know how to describe it, but they just go on and on with challenges. That doesn't mean that there aren't legitimate questions to ask people, or that sometimes people's ideas shouldn't be, discussed. But I'm seeing there's a tremendous amount of tease and a tremendous amount of challenge, and some of it's subtle, some of it's overt. But what they want to do is get into your head. So everything gets into your head. Okay? Before long, strange thoughts start getting into your head. You know, you drive by a tree and a piece of branch falls on your windshield, and then you think, fate, is it karma? I can't think of good examples, but things get into your head. And then you begin to notice every little thing, people's expressions on their face, how they look at you. They raise their eyebrow, and then you wonder, what they do that for? What does that mean? They don't like what I said, or did I say something wrong? I'm going to give you a little hint. I was listening to a world-famous hypnotist the other day on a YouTube video. It was Dr. He's a famous, I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, he said that when people are deeply hypnotized, they look at every little thing that someone else is saying to them, every little gesture, every little movement of their mouth, or their eyes, or their eyebrows, or their hands, or every little word. They react to it, and it becomes a cue for them to change their behavior. Oh, he raised his eyebrows, and that means he doesn't like what I said, so I better say something else. See? Or, oh, I saw him smile a little bit when I said that, so that means that what I said was good. I'm not very good at coming up with these examples, but I think you know what I mean. It's a sign of hypnosis. See? And so the fact that you are sensitive to things and react to things on many different levels, if you're sensitive and you react, you're emotional, and you worry about this, and you worry about what they're going to think and what they're going to say, and whatever it is you're worried about, it's absolutely a clear sign that you are hypnotized. That's right, you are hypnotized. And it spreads to everything. Then you walk around, and another clue, or evidence, actually, it's more than a clue, another evidence that you are hypnotized is that you're lost in your thought. You're lost in your imagination. See, that's what hypnotists do. And people who are hypnotists but don't call themselves hypnotists. They They paint word pictures. They get into your head. That's what I said. Remember, they get into your head. They can get into your head with a word or a phrase or a criticism or something. They can also get into your head by painting word pictures. Well, imagine this and imagine that. And then you float away imagining. And sometimes they paint nice pictures, and other times they paint negative ones. Well, if this happens to you and this could mean that, this is happening to you, and then you think about it, you imagine it, and then it gets to you. See? So there has to be a way. So if you're emotional, if you get upset, if you find yourself lost in thought, then it's a clear sign that you're not completely there. See? You can see when other people aren't there, can't you? They're not available. Or you see other people, maybe a friend of yours, or someone that you like, or someone that you love, a member of your family. You see them always messing up. Always messing up. Why are they messing up? It's like they're trying to defeat themselves. How? You wonder, how can it be that they mess up? Well, they're in some kind of a trance. They picked up some kind of a suggestion, something in their mind. See? So, you need to wake up. See? Now, do you understand now when Christ said to be in the world but not of the world? See? When Christ said in the beautiful prayer to his Father, he said, they are not of this world. Talking about those who the Father had given to him. He said, they're not of this world, even as I am not of this world. See? So, there has to be, that's why you need to find this interconnection with your ground of being, with your Creator. People like Abraham, Isaac, Moses, Jeremiah, these people, Ruth, Enoch, these people, Noah, they walked with God. They were close to God. See, they lived by faith, what they knew in their heart. They lived by intuition, by what they wordlessly knew, knowing without words. They walked with God. See, that's what you need to. You need to find God. See, but you can't just go somewhere and you can't study your way to Him or go to some building and sing songs. And you find Him within. The way you find Him, the state where you get closer to God, and then you have intuition, and then you start to live by faith. You start to trust in what you know in your heart instead of doubting it. See, people always made you doubt yourself. You saw things when you were a little kid. You saw something. Why is my aunt always mean? Don't say that about your aunt. Why, your aunt is a wonderful person. Why, you're bad for saying something mean about your aunt. See, they made you doubt yourself. So eventually you just didn't say anything because you always got in trouble when you said the truth. You accidentally spoke the truth. See? Well, so you need to trust in that. See, common sense, intuition, insight. Those are from God. See? That's the way He likes to communicate with people. See? Intuitively. That's why He gives us intuition. So you need to refine that. And the way you find it is by not being hypnotized. By not being lost in thought. See? When you're not lost in thought, and you're not emotional, and you're not upset, then you are there. And you're very close to your intuition. Then you have access to your intuition. So the kind of total hold that your environment has on you now through your thoughts, the imagination, and through your emotions, reactions, that's the kind of hold that your bond with the Creator should have on you. Then you would have peace of mind. and access to wisdom. And you would start to handle things properly. Things would work out without effort. See, that's what you need. The same kind of a hold that the environment now has on you through your emotions and thoughts and reactions, you have the same with your Creator. And you know what they call it? That's faith, a bond of faith. See, and love. But now do you see why one's attitude is important? If somebody doesn't want to know the truth, if they don't want to admit they're wrong, if they want to be prideful, see, if they want something from the world, they really want something, then they won't want to take a step back. They won't want to be in the world but not of the world. They won't want to move to recollect and move toward that inner ground from God. And then the bond is one of faith. See, the bond that you have with the world is slavery. You're enslaved to your emotions, aren't you? Enslaved to your negative thoughts. Enslaved to the things you need to distract you and take you away from negative thoughts. Enslaved to all of them. All you can do is swap addictions and swap addictions. Swap hypnotists. See, you go from one hypnotist to the other. And then you go from one comfort to the other. You go to the bar, or to alcohol, then you go to church, then you go back to the bar again, then you go to church. See, offering you a false comfort from the outside. What you need is to get comfort from within. See, and have that bond of love and bond of faith, which is totally voluntary. God wants volunteers, not conscripts. And then you'll begin to grow in grace. You'll benefit from God's grace. See, and you'll become less reactive, less upset, less emotional. See, less filled with all these dark and negative and strange and weird thoughts and doubts that you have now that come in from the outside. You become more stable, more temperate in your ways. So you won't need that strategic drink anymore. You won't need that strategic cigarette. You won't need that strategic piece of pie or chocolate or whatever. You just won't need it. See, as you become happier and happier just living in reality. And it smooths the bumps in the road. See? And the closer you get to your intuition, because you want to, the more wisdom you have, the more understanding, the more peace of mind, the more joy. See? Then you won't need comedians to make you laugh or a drink to loosen you up. You'll just naturally be spontaneous and joyful. And you begin to see things as they are. Okay? But you'll be seeing them in God's light. See? Sure. You'll see that there are a lot of people that are lying and cheating and stuff. But you know that already, don't you? You've been hurt by people and they've stolen from you and they've taken advantage and they've lied to you and so on. So you already know that. The problem is you reacted to it. See? You reacted to it and became upset by it. And it got into your head. See? And then you resented them. So now you'll become in the world but not of the world. You'll still go out in the world and do everything. Work and go to school and have recreation and be with people and do everything. Be a mom, dad, everything. But now you'll have this little extra something. You'll have this bond, an ever-growing bond of faith with your Creator. See? Yeah, you'll still make a mistake or two. Sure. You'll still react to something, but less and less. Less and less. And then if you do make a mistake, well, you won't get all bummed out by it and all upset and all angry and blame yourself and blame other people and resent them and resent yourself. And you just see it. Okay, I made a mistake. And you see why. and then you move forward. So the closer you get to your Creator, bumps in the road are smoothed. Okay. So that's why I made the little meditation to help you, give you a little tool to help you, in a very simple way, get started to get centered and get a little distance from thoughts and negative emotions and so on. It get you started. That's all, just get you started. And then my books and all my lectures, well, those then will be helpful, because what you read that I say, or what you hear me say on the video or read in my book, it confirms what you already know. Or when you're ready to see it, then you see it. Oh, you read what I said? Yeah, that's right, I see that. See? It just confirms or describes the very positive process of coming back to God's light and living in the light and walking in the light. Okay? It's all good. It's all good. My name is Roland.